Three, two, one. Something, something, something. Do the shimmy slide. Hey everyone, this is Nefarious Reels. I'm John DeHart,
And I'm Matthew McConaughey. All right,
Yep,
all right, all right.
and this is Nefarious Reels. As I said earlier, we talk about bad movies of varying qualities. We saw two of those things of varying quality, and I am sick, or I was sick, so I have a sore throat. Just giving you a heads up, if I start coughing and dying, it's because I was sick. But we also watched two bad movies, and I had the retro pick. So that means I had to explain what it is. And I recommended 1993's Get Even, aka GetEven, aka Champagne and Bullets, aka Road to Redemption, aka Neon Evan Get Even. Okay,
Okay, that
okay,
last one is good.
Okay, I'm so glad. I thought of that in the shower yesterday, like last night. And I was like, oh, I have to remember that one.
You gotta have that for me
I got, I had a,
specifically.
I had a pocket that one because I knew this is how we get Timmy hooked into the episode as well. Because he only watches the first couple of minutes to see if we reference it, and now that we did, he's in it for the long haul. Yes, but Get Even, or as its original title is Champagne and Bullets. There is John DeHart, aka Rick Bode, the most baddest of dudes ever. Uh, he was part of the police force, but after a drug bust, he kicks Normad, like the sergeant in charge, and he's like, "You just made the biggest mistake of your career," and he gets kicked off the force because of Normad because he's a corrupt cop. And then, and then about like an hour and 20 minutes later, he decides that he's going to get even against Normad.
Just
Cole,
like the title.
yeah, just like the title of the movie. So, Cole, what'd you think of GetEven?
Um, I was expecting more. I was hoping it was at least gonna be more like a samurai cop where it's like so bad that it's actually just the funniest thing ever and how incompetent it is. But it weirdly gets very boring quickly, and then it just kind of stalls for a while, and then I'm just kind of sitting there like,
I
okay,
think
when's like the cool shootout coming, and when are we actually gonna
the
see
last 10 minutes of the movie.
our cheesy villain? Or I mean, it's got the corny dialogue, no doubt, and weird sex scenes. Oh yeah, but at the same time, I'm like, I need something else to get in to
The,
keep me invested or paying attention to this. And
the fault, Cole, is you're already setting your expectations too high with Samurai Cop. You're just setting yourself up for disappointment.
I mean, I could have been, but at the same time, I wasn't even trying to. Okay, I shouldn't even said it was supposed to be. I wanted it exactly like Samurai Cop. It seemed like a carbon, kind of like a carbon copy, you know. Like it felt like something from that Samurai Cop director, but it's not as entertaining.
Well, the difference is, unlike that hack fraud Amir, this is clearly a passion project because the star of the movie is also the director and the
Yep.
producer and the soundtrack guy because he recorded all the music for this movie too.
Oh.
So yeah, he pretty much did everything. He basically was carrying this entire movie on his shoulders. Also, quick question: as I know, there's three versions of this movie. Which one did you end up watching?
Um, I don't even know. I just remember it was an hour and 29 minutes long.
It's
I
that was
think that's the Get Even cut.
And I'm pretty sure that one's the get even cut because there's a very easy way I can solve this. Is there after John DeHart kicks Normad, like knees him in the stomach after the shootout, and Normad goes, "You're gonna regret that." Did it then cut to John DeHart doing kung fu on a punching bag and then him feeding his dog?
I do not remember that.
Okay, let me do another way to narrow this down. Uh, how did the movie end on your end?
Um, it goes back into the hospital, and then you find out, spoiler alert, his wife was actually alive.
Okay,
I
so
remember
you
that,
did
and then they
not.
kind of hug on the hospital bed.
Okay, so you didn't watch Road to Revenge, because in Road to Revenge it just cuts right at the graveyard where the nun shows up. Um, there's the scene where Huck's ex-wife goes to Normat and they have the talk. Does it cut right when she's about to take off her robe, or does it cut right when she's about to give him a blowjob?
Jesus. I saw this on Sunday and I kind of forgot almost everything.
Okay. Um.
All I know is that the one I found, it was on the Internet Archive. So
Okay.
yeah,
Well,
and it
that
just
doesn't help
said
me at
Get
all.
Even 1993. So
Yeah, that's probably the cut you watch. See, I owned the Blu-ray. It came with all three versions, and I watched Get Even because that's the one I was recommending. And then I fast forward through the other two to see what the key differences in. And the key differences in so Champagne and Bullets is longer, and that one has more grape scenes in it. Like
mm,
the scene where the Huck's ex-wife goes to Normad to talk about when she went over to collect alimony. There's the scene where she's taking out the bathrobe, and in Get Even and Road to Revenge, it gets cut. But in the
okay.
original cut, he does like a whole thing. I think he fingers her or something, and it's clearly uncomfortable. And then it cuts right when she's about to give him a blowjob, so you don't get to see his dick. And
Yeah, I
then
don't remember any. I don't remember any. Yeah, close-ups of almost dick. I don't remember. Yeah, any dick in the cut I watched. So
And then there's another later scene where when all Normad's goons go to the bar and there's only the one like bartender that's there
hmm
because everyone else is at the wedding. Well, in that scene, it usually cuts off right when they're about to do the graping, but in Champagne Bullets they show the graping happening pretty much. But those are cut
yeah, I
out.
think I remember a cutaway. Yeah, I think the Get Even. Yeah, it just kind of cuts away.
Yeah, it cuts away from that. And in the but everything else is in the Get Even cut. And the Get Even cut, he says, because I listened to an audio, because like I said, I own the Blu-ray, and there was an audio interview with him, and he says he shot extra stuff for Get Even, but the only thing other than because the only scene that I saw that was like felt like really new footage was right after John DeHart knees Normad, and he goes, "You just made the you just made the biggest mistake of your career." And then cuts the footage that of John DeHart, who's clearly older, and he's like punching a punching bag and doing karate stuff on a punching bag like at his house, and then it cuts to him like feeding his dog. He's like, "Oh, here you go, my little black belt," and he feeds his like little like Labrador poodle that he has.
Cool.
And I think any other shot is just like location shots from his car.
Okay.
And then Road to Redemption's the weakest one because it cuts out like it what cuts out like all the sex scenes. Like any
The
sexy
sex scenes
woman
were
time.
honestly the funniest part because they had like the weirdest music choices for them.
Yep, gone
And it
cut.
just made me feel like I was watching an early 90s porn.
The most you get is her little sexy dance scene that they have like at the start of that one sex scene, but that's it. That's all you're getting in the Road to Revenge cut.
Hmm.
But you know what they didn't cut in any of the movies? The shimmy slide.
Shimmy Slide.
And do the shimmy slide. But
With the just most, with like the most basic, when you're just not sure what to do on the dance floor and you're just like
it felt like a
moving, bobbing
comedy
back and
bit. They're
forth.
just moving, or the four people moving around. It reminds me of a fucking like in the Angry Beavers. It's not even a joke, but there's a musical scene, and they have like four creatures just kind of doing the same thing where they step, clap, and it made
hmm
me think of that. It's just that's such a great fucking that whole bar scene is so great. They're like, John DeHart, you have to go up there and sing. And he's like, oh no, I don't have to do that. And he goes up there, and he's just like, I'm John DeHart, something woman, do the shimmy slide. It's such a weird ass fucking song, but it's just like the shimmy slide. It's just it sticks into your brain. I like remember him singing and do the shimmy
You
slide.
slide. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, but we're getting a little ahead of ourselves. We got to set up
Yeah.
John DeHart and his friend Huck, like Huck Finley.
Huck.
Yeah, Huck Tua.
Oh God.
Yeah, get your grown in. This isn't even the first time Huck 2 is gonna get mentioned this episode. Spoiler alert. But yeah, Huck Finley, they're police officers. They go to a drug bust led by Normad without a permit, which results in Finley getting shot but surviving. But John DeHart gets really mad. He's like, Norman, you almost killed Huck Finley, and Norman's like, fuck you, drugs, baby. So John DeHart knees him in the groin as in revenge, and he's just like, you made the biggest mistake of your career. Which then, of course, in the Get Even cut has the kung fu sequence, but then it cuts to
Oh
one
yes,
year
I do remember that. Yes, now I do remember. Yeah, like the kung fu training sequence.
that doesn't matter, and then he feeds his dog, which is
Yep.
unrelated because literally a year passes, and it's just like you guys are drug peddlers, John DeHart and Huck Finley, and definitely not Normad. We're kicking you off the force, and Huck's like, "Fuck you! I'm gonna beat the shit out of the police officer." And then they get removed from the police force, and they do their own thing. And this is where and then you think, yes, John DeHart and Huck Finley are gonna work outside the law to take down Normad, which is what a fucking idiot who thinks they understand movies thinks is what happens, but not John DeHart. John DeHart is a visionary. He knows exactly how this film should go, where basically nothing happens for like an entire hour until the plot suddenly picks up. Like, you know how in Killing American Style, where basically
Mm-hmm.
you get stuck in one location for the whole movie, but the plot's always progressing? Get Even's like the
Yes.
exact opposite, where they go to like a ton of different locations, but nothing actually happens plot wise. Like,
No, yeah, that's definitely what happens. It's like you just kind of go places, but yeah, it never progresses anything
it,
plot or at any point until like the very end.
like John DeHart, he takes no shit. You get him in the limo where there's a bunch of teenagers. And he's like, okay, fuck this. I'm leaving them for dead off the side of the road, and we never see them ever again. So I'm just assuming they're dead. You go to the bar where he does the shimmy slide, and those goons showed up, and then John DeHart fucking shimmy slided all over them.
He shimmy slided on those gooners.
Like, you know, the shimmy slide is like the pre Morbius dance. Before people morbed, they shimmy slided. John DeHart was just like, do the shimmy slide, and then he shimmy slided all over the place. He beats up those goons, and you think, along with Huck Finley, but because Huck Finley didn't shimmy slide, he just beat him up normally. He got arrested by the police again. I was like, I don't know, Huck Finley, he's a real asshole in this movie, actually.
And he's drunk and he's a drunk.
He's always drunk. He's always like bitching. Like, god damn, dude, just get a real job already.
Yeah, I mean you got shot, whatever. Lighten up, get over it.
Yeah, maybe if you could actually sing like John DeHart, you wouldn't be in such a fucking slump.
Exactly.
He gets arrested like 10 billion times in the fucking movie. He gets
Yeah, you do the
arrested.
shimmy slide.
Yeah, fucking. If he did, he wouldn't be getting. He could have been admitted. He could have shimmy slided his way out of any out of any problem, but he just never does. He gets arrested for. He gets into trouble with the law for alleged doing drugs. He gets arrested for assaulting an officer at his drug hearing. He gets arrested for causing a fight. He gets arrested for not paying his alimony and also fining an officer again. Also, he gets fined for contempt in court. You know, pretty much everything, pretty much. Like, fuck Huck. Don't be a Huck Finley. Be a John DeHart. He never gets arrested, even when he causes a fight. He gets the girl. He gets to rehook up with the girl he broke up with him.
Yep. He does the shimmy
He
slide.
does the shimmy slide. He does kung fu. He's the whole package, John DeHart. It's definitely because he cares about cinema. It's not just a vanity project to make him look good and to get to make out with the lead actress.
Oh, totally not. No, that's never the point. Yeah, that would be absurd.
Also, gotta say, Huck Finley, bad friend because spoiler alert, lead actress John DeHart's girlfriend gets shot in the head, and he basically takes it out on a punching bag, and Huck Finley's just like, whoa, dude, looks like you need a friend. And then he just like leaves and he comes back with a fucking Indian statue. He's like, okay, here you go. Bye bye.
Yeah, what was up with that, honestly? That like Native American statue just
I think it's just the case of
chilling.
John DeHart just had an Indian statue. It's just like, yeah, let's just put that in the movie. Why not?
Sure.
Oh, fun fact, in the audio commentary, he's just like, oh, by the way, yes, I am a lawyer, but I didn't pass the bar until 95. Because a lot of people were theorizing that he was a lawyer and he made his vanity project with his lawyer money. But no, this is pre John DeHart, Saul Goodman era.
Before Saul Goodman was helping people with their rights.
Yeah. Get an attorney with heart. Hire John DeHart.
Oh, that would make for a great billboard that you would see on highways.
Yeah, I'd call him. Well, he just had to go hire the star of GetEven, shimmy slide over to John DeHart, and I was like, damn, I gotta shimmy slide over to that guy. Got injured doing this shimmy slide? Call someone else. Get the fuck out of here. You did it wrong.
You darn fucked up.
But yeah, we get a little bit of plot from John DeHart's girlfriend where she's just like, when I moved, I got hooked on drugs and I just hung out with the wrong crowd. And then I went to their meetings and it turns out it's fucking satanic rituals run by corrupt Cup Normad. Because I guess, because heavens forbid a guy has a hobby. And he sacrifices the fucking baby. And just she looked like a fucking like crack addict during that satanic ritual scene, because she's just in the background and her hair looks fucking ragged and she's like, damn bitches, I just want to get some fucking crack. What's with this ritualistic bullshittery?
Just give me the crack. Damn. Why do you need to do why do we have to go through all these steps?
Guys, if you just shimmy slide it on the baby, you wouldn't have to fucking kill it.
Do the shimmy slide. Now that song's gonna be stuck in my head.
It's a pretty decent song, honestly.
It's not the worst thing.
I file it under not that bad. Like, of all the things that get stuck in your head, you know what? This is probably one of the better ones. I mean, come on, you got 4 people awkwardly doing the shimmy slide. I mean, that makes it better than, like, most of the fucking songs in Dear Evan Hansen.
You do have a point there.
I mean, it's no technical foul, but, it's, like, solid B tier of, like, Nefarious Reels songs. But, yeah, that's kind of, we learn about the cult that Norman runs, unconnected. It doesn't get connected until after they get married. And Norman, and then it's just like, oh yeah, that's a picture of Norman I just have on my fucking, on my fucking desk, I guess. This is my picture of Norman I like to look at longingly. He's just like, this is the guy who did the rituals. And he's like, oh really? Oh, I guess we gotta fucking kill him. Well, no, he's like, oh no, we gotta stop him. And then he hops on his super cool motorbike, but all the goons, they want to kill John DeHart's girlfriend because she was like at that one meeting, and I guess she knows too much. Because, like, I don't fucking know. I guess she was complaining about crack so much it fucked up my killing process and we failed the ritual. That bitch gotta fucking die. I sell crack, but you should never use crack. Never use crack in your demonic rituals. You gotta keep business and pleasure separate.
Keep the crack to yourselves. It's just for you and you only, and nothing else.
Look, crack use, that's only on the business side. Rituals, demonic rituals, that's the hobby. You separate business and pleasure. You don't mix the two, okay? That's what that bitch's problem was. Yeah, but they chase her down, fucking gun him down, and they end up shooting the girlfriend in the head, and they're like, we killed her. John DeHart's like, no, and then he has his whole melted bread down. Then he gets all geared up. He gets a crossbow, he gets a shotgun. He's like, don't worry, my girlfriend, I'm going to get even with Norman. I was like, that's the title of the movie. And then I clapped. And then, no, I shimmy slided.
You stood up and cheered, and then, did the shimmy slide.
And then I did the shimmy slide. And then, and just to note, this is like the last 10 minutes of the movie where he basically goes to Norman's plate. He murders the fuck out of everyone. He fucking shoots a guy with a crossbow. He breaks a guy's fucking neck. He just shoots everyone down and everyone else in a fucking hallway with his gun. Which leads us to the
You
final
just go sicko mode.
full on. He shimmy slided on every single one of them hoes. He confronts Normad, but unfortunately he gets grabbed by two of his goons, making him unable to shimmy slide anywhere. And Norman's just like, I would kill you now. But you know what? I'm gonna let them take you outside. But luckily, Huck Finley decides to show up. Huck Finley's such a shit friend, and he only gets useful
He
that
kind of
one time.
sucks.
He doesn't. I don't even think he killed any of the guys. He gets like shot instantly, and it's up to
He's
fucking
just too
John
much of a
DeHart to do
drunk.
it. John DeHart is that like shitty friend, like that shitty of the person that you weren't really close friends with in high school, and you only hang out with them as an adult, even though they're shitty, because they're like the only guy that you know that's around, still around.
Yeah. You're just like, he's close by. Fuck it.
Yeah, but
This'll
I love that like John DeHart shows up at Norman's place, gets captured, and then like 2 minutes later, he basically kills the two guys because Huck Finley distracts, and then he just shows back up. And he's just like doing crack. He's like, and then Norman's just doing crack. He's like, I can't breathe through my nose. It's getting all stuffed up right now. Just assume I'm doing a ton of crack right now. And then Norman hits him with the suitcase and tries to stab him. And then Norman just like grabs him, spins the knife around, and just stabs Norman in it. He's like, I'll see you in hell. He's like, good. And then a fire just starts, kind of just unrelated. I guess that's the satanic rituals just happening all at once. And he goes to the graveyard. Then a nun shows up. Oh yeah, I forgot to talk about. There's the nun character that converts Huck Finley to Jesus because he gets arrested for the billionth time by Normad. He's sentenced to jail, and he tries to kill himself by drinking bleach. And he couldn't even
The
do
best
that
way,
right,
obviously.
loser.
But dweeb, doesn't know how to properly do it, so
Yeah, but the nun's just like, hey, John DeHart, you should go to the hospital. He's like, no, I'm trying to mourn my dead girlfriend. No, John DeHart, I think you should go to the hospital with me. And I said, I'm trying to pay respects to my dead wife, which you clearly don't care about, you fucking bitch. And he's like, John DeHart, go to the hospital with me right now. He's like, okay, fucking fine. I don't know why. And it's like, oh shit, my wife's still alive. I get the good ending.
just like in the video games.
Yeah! Don't you forget to shimmy slide.
I love when that song popped up.
Yeah, very iconic. And then naturally I shimmy slided. Oh yeah, also fun thing in the audio interview, he was just like, oh yeah, there was a 6-year-old kid and he memorized that entire song, and he sung it entirely to me. And then he goes, yep, a 6-year-old child of color. And I was like, oh, okay, that's a weird detail to point out after the fact.
Okay. Yeah, what?
I guess he just wanted to show how he's not racist because...
Yeah, I was about to say, is that like showing that he's like woke?
Guys, don't worry, I'm not racist. A child of color memorized the Shimmy Slide song.
Child of color in this movie, so I'm not racist, okay, guys?
Well, no, there was no child of color. There wasn't anyone of color in this movie, now that I think about it. Which, you know what? Very base. He could have made the drug dealer a black guy, but he just made him a Mexican guy. What other things of note of GetEven? We covered the 3 main plot points. Why they're no longer in the police force. What happened? The demonic conflict of Normad and the Shimmy Slide.
The Shimmy Slide, that's like the most important.
Yeah, the Shimmy Slide's the most important thing. All 3 different cuts of the movie, and the Shimmy Slide remains completely intact in all of them.
We gotta keep the shimmy. Yeah, the Shimmy Slide is the most important.
Yeah, because, you gotta do the Shimmy Slide. Yeah, I think overall that's really it. I guess other key things, there's that weird bail bonds guy. There's just like, oh, what a wonderful family. Let's get this guy out. He's been in the slammer for 5 hours. We gotta get him out of here. And then
yeah, that guy.
Yeah, that was
just
I thought
kind of hanging around and trying to help people get bailed out.
I was really thinking it was going to turn out that he was secretly working for Norman or something because he was such a character.
I was thinking, yeah,
but no,
some kind
he's
of
just
turn,
a bail bonds guy.
Nope.
What if Saul Goodman showed up? He's like, to defend Huck Finley. No, fucking, he would be defending Normad. Like, he would totally be like, he's the guy that bails out Normad whenever trouble shows up. My client, Normad, is an upstanding member of society. He's been on the police force for over 20 years. And, someone like him can go out of his way to do something like this. Like, that's the kind of shit he'd be pulling. Anything else to say about Get Even? I mean, I think despite how nothing of a movie it is, for a movie that's mainly a nothing movie, I had kind of a lot of fun with it. I think
I did enjoy. Yeah, I will agree. I did enjoy it. I have it more in our top half of the movies we've recommended.
Yeah, same. It's
because even if it's like there's no plot, something at least happens, even if it's nothing.
Oh wait,
I don't know if that's the proper way to say it. It's just
we forgot to talk about the best Huck Finley scene where he has all his bills and it's just like water, and he shoots it with his gun. Except his gun isn't even fully loaded, so sometimes he's just like click, 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 whoosh. And then he flushes them all down the toilet. Then he puts them in the toilet. The toilet? Take these bills. Now put them in the toilet. The toilet? Now flush it.
Flush it.
Totally worth for making that reference for the cough. Yep. And anything else you got to say about Get Even?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
I think we're all
for half a second there. I thought like you like my internet disconnected or something because you didn't say anything for a
No, I was
while.
trying to think for a sec. I was like,
My Blu-ray of this movie came with its own 2-sided poster. Maybe I should get that framed and I'll hang it up somewhere.
There's a poster with it?
Well, yeah. Well, Vinegar Syndrome did a Blu-ray release of the movie, and I bought it because I was intrigued by it because I heard about Get Even from Red Letter Media. And it just so happened that one of the things that came with the Blu-ray was a poster.
Cool.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll hang that up. I mean, I've been meaning to kind of... Because I have a good number of posters, like, that comes with, like, movies and stuff. So maybe I should invest in a frame and hang one up, one in my room and then one in where I like in the living room or something. I mean, I have the Konosuba poster that up in a frame in my room, but it'd be cool to have like another one of like one of the bad movies we've talked about. Or maybe I'll hang it up above the Nefarious Reels display I have.
Nice.
Ooh, yeah, nice.
Ooh, that actually might be a good idea.
Yeah, it might depend the size because if I want to hang up, if I want to hang up more stuff, or if I want to hang up like maybe like one of those shelves that I can attach to the wall above it for like to put more things in. But enough about that. Since we're done with Neon Evan Get Even, we can shimmy slide over to the modern pick, which was Cole's. Take it away.
Yeah. So the modern pick that I made was Serenity from 2019, not to be confused with the one from 2005. That's a Firefly spinoff, I think is what it is. That TV show, whatever.
Yeah, that had that one season, then it got canceled, and they had to shoot a movie for everything else that they couldn't cover.
Yeah, this is the superior Serenity, obviously.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think they shimmy slided once in the movie.
I'm talking in the movie's named Serenity.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, that's fair.
Yeah, that's what I was referring to. But yeah. So Matthew McConaughey stars as Baker Dill, and he's a fisherman boat guy. And he's out on, this island called Plymouth Island. And he's going through some hard times. He's not getting this one tuna that he's gotten hooked but can never reel in officially. And then his ex-wife, Anne Hathaway, comes by the island to say, hey, my new husband's an actual asshole, abusive piece of shit, so I'm going to give you money so you can push him off the boat and kill him. And that's the plan. And then, the new husband comes in and she's also, and his ex-wife's talking about, hey, then possibly you could see your son again, and I can give you like $10 million in cash. But then he's just got that decision to make about what's right and wrong. And it's got one of the most absurd twists I've ever seen in a movie, but we'll get to that.
Yeah.
So what did you think about this masterpiece?
Well,
I guess.
I don't think I would have used the word masterpiece. I kind of hated it. I mean, I think that my problem
Fair.
is Matthew McConaughey is such a fucking asshole for like the whole
Mm-hmm.
movie, and it feels like the movie really wants me to go like, oh yeah, sure, he's kind of a dick, but deep down he cares and shit. And it's like, what the fuck are you talking
He's a
about?
good guy. He's a good guy, okay?
Maybe give him someone actually like, oh, the only person he's kind of nice to is like his like first mate, except he's still kind of an
Kind
asshole
of.
to him, and like the hooker he hooks up with, but he stops caring about her like the second that fucking
Anne Hathaway walks in.
yeah, when she's done, it's like, oh, I don't give a fuck about you, so he's still a bitch anyway. It's all fucking
Yeah, he's
bullshit.
kind of a dick.
Like, I thought, man, Huck Finley sure is an asshole. There's no way this guy's gonna be topped in assholery in this next movie I'm about to watch. But no, I was proven wrong because fucking Matthew McConaughey showed up. And I'm like, wow, there's no way there's going to be anyone bigger of an asshole in this film than Matthew McConaughey. But no, then the other husband shows up because they need to make Matthew McConaughey look good. We need to get a worse character. And so we're going to choose the other one who's just
Jason Clarke.
Yeah, Jason
and
Clarke.
he is the worst of the worst.
And I know someone's gonna go, that's the point. And it's like, yeah, maybe, but he still fucking sucks. He's just the generic drunk asshole husband, rich husband guy. Which turns out I don't even think he actually is a rich husband by the reveal of the end of the movie, but we can get to that later.
Yeah, we can get to that whole part later, but let's move our way back to the beginning where, you know, we got Matthew McConaughey at sea with his first mate, Jimon Hunsu, and they're helping this group of
Taurus.
guys who are trying to fish for tuna.
Hold on, I'm
And
gonna
then
open this bag
McConaughey's
of
like-
chips. So you're gonna
Yeah.
hear chips interference.
Oh, okay. But yeah, so he's, you know, they're fishing. He feels the hook getting tugged on, and McConaughey's like, oh, this is the one. This is the tuna I've been looking for. And then he's trying to reel it in. He fails.
He was like, but, and then the tourist guy's like, but George,
then he's like, "We're
I
not gonna
want to
pay
catch
you
the
a penny."
tuna. But
yeah, and you're out of your mind if you
George-
think we're paying you.
He doesn't even catch. He pulls a knife on him and everything.
Yeah, McConaughey goes he goes insane, honestly,
He doesn't even catch
because
the
he's so
tuna.
salty
I mean,
because he can't get that tuna.
that's my favorite parts of the movie is when he's like hyper fixated on catching the fucking tuna. That's the
That he
best parts of the
nicknamed
movie.
Justice.
Yeah, like that's the best part. It's a shame that the movie shifts to the dumb fucking murder plot. I want Matthew McConaughey to go insane trying to catch one fucking tuna. That's all I want.
I honestly, if that was the whole premise of the movie, where it's just a descent into madness because he couldn't catch a tuna while out at sea, kind of like a Jack Torrance kind of descent, I think that would be more interesting, honestly.
Hell, you can have Anne Hathaway show up to try to rekindle the relationship.
Yeah,
And that's like part of the thing that drives them mad. Instead of going like, oh, I'm sad because I remarried and he beats me. And my son's is a fucking gooner who just sits on the computer all day.
Yeah, I don't know if he's looking at porn or not. He has that door locked all the time. But anyhow,
He
They
keeps
go back to
talking about
land.
playing with his rod.
yeah, he does like playing with that rod a little too much, honestly.
Yeah, but back to movie.
But yes, back to movie. Yeah, they go back to land. He tries another time just by himself because his hooker lady friend gave him some money gave him gas money because he's broke like a loser. And then nothing happens, and then he gets very upset that they can't find the coveted tuna, and then he's like, you know, nothing good has happened since your wife died. And Jimon's like, fuck you. And I'm gonna you can't fire me, I quit.
Fucking got him.
E. Yeah, and then, they're at the bar, and then he goes back to that bar because it's the only bar on the island.
Like the rope.
Yeah, something like that. And then Anne Hathaway shows up saying, "Hey, John," even though his name's Baker Dill, but again, it's supposed to be an alter ego. But yeah, she's trying to rekindle talking about their past relationship and how they were
You read our
old love, but also at the same time, I guess, college mates.
we had this ring. You got me. You found and you said I wed thee, and then you took my virginity. And you were on that bridge once, and you were fishing. And I was like, oh
Yeah.
my god, he's fishing. That's so hot.
And he was fishing with our boy, and he has a picture of him,
My
which for a
boy.
second I was like, is the kid dead? And then he just kind of lost it after, and then just went out to see him. I'm like, no.
I did
But again,
consider
we'll get
that
to that later.
because there was the business guy we kept saying throughout that beginning
Yeah, there
section. I
was
was like,
the
is he
the
like
business guy from
supposed to be death
Succession.
or something? That's what I thought.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out what he was until, the eventual reveal.
Yeah.
But we'll get to, as we have been reiterating, we'll get to that. But yeah, then, they go out to his boat, and then she's basically given the rundown about how, yeah, Jason Clarke's an abusive, rich asshole piece of shit that is terrible to both her and their son. And then she basically hires him as a hitman
She basically just guilt trips this guy into murdering someone else.
because that's the only way out. And she'll pay $10 million cash to McConaughey if he does the job.
Yeah, well, no, first, because the dude, he comes over, he flies on his own over, and he's basically just like, hey, I'll pay you 10 grand if you take me out fishing.
A day early.
Yeah,
He
for like
arrives
10K.
a day early, and then, he's like 10 grand just to take me out there.
And he's just like, he thinks about it, but his first mate's like, no, don't do that, that's bad.
Well, he first did not. Well, he first goes, yeah, I'm not gonna because I don't have my first mate, and that's against the rules. And also, you can't bring hard alcohol on board. And then at the same time, he's just like, fuck it. Yeah, my first mate's back, and now you can bring the hardest of booze you can imagine onto this boat. So you'll get drunk while we hook up fish for you.
Yeah, and Matthew he's thinking about killing him, but he ends up not. And they bring home like a 5 billion pound shark, I guess.
Yeah, they bring some like great white shark. Yeah, they bring some great white shark. It's like 450 pounds, I think they said, or something. And
I thought it was 300, 350.
300, 400, something like that.
It was a number.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, they pay him the 10 grand in advance because he, chickens out going, I couldn't do it. But then he does. But then she comes back onto his boat while it's raining going, I'll do it tomorrow. And then we'll have the sex on the boat right now.
We shall do the sex. I guess, but then that suitcase guy, because a storm comes, and she approaches him with the $10 million plan, and that's when the suitcase guy comes to his place and gives him the fish sonar finder. But then he's like, I am the rules. And then Matthew McConaughey confronts him, and then the guy spouts the dumbest shit twist on the planet.
One of the stupidest twists imaginable, that they're actually in a video game.
Yep.
The whole time, and it's developed by his son. Yep, it is legitimately one of the dumbest things I have ever heard in a movie.
It's like, it's a video game, your son's been coding it, that's what he's been doing on the computer this whole stupid fucking time. Your son's a fucking loser who games, and he's just coding.
Yeah, he's a gamer and he's a IT nerd.
It should be noted because here's the thing that like makes me go, wait, why'd you because Matthew McConaughey, biggest asshole out there, right? But Matthew McConaughey is his son. His son's programming this fucking game, and he's doing it because he misses his dad and loves him. Why is he coding him to be the biggest piece of shit on the planet? That kid's got fucking problems.
To be honest, I don't know.
maybe he was just thinking about his stepdad a little too much, but then again, that just sounds
But
kind of
he programmed the
stupid.
stepdad as a bigger asshole, so I highly doubt that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's one of those, dealt the softest punch kind of things.
Yeah, at that point, I just don't know. And then at some points, you're just like, fuck, whatever.
And then
It doesn't make any sense. It's just so absurd and off the wall. My, I, I am so broken that, yeah, I think I just had a brain malfunction there.
Yep.
It just turned me into this bag of no, not true, of just like half batteries with half the energy in them that I just don't know. I mean, I've probably seen dumber twists, but this is pretty high up there, definitely. And then McConaughey just kind of goes a little more crazy,
he just
and then when you
and
kind of
then
figure it
somehow
out,
he
you're like,
becomes a bigger asshole. God
yeah, he
damn.
becomes a bigger asshole, and then it just starts getting weird.
They're just like, you
But not
can't,
even
don't
in a
kill him.
funny
It's
way.
against
It's
the rules
just
of the
like,
game. Just go after the tuna. And then that's what everyone's like for like the rest of the thing. Just go for
catch
the
that
tuna.
tuna.
You gotta catch that fish, Matthew McConaughey. Catch that
And you
fish
can
so that way
only
you can go
catch that
star in a
fish.
film with Gary Oldman in a role of a lifetime. Yeah, but basically, the funniest line is basically because his first mate gets $2,000. And so he's like, I'm gonna kill my my lover's husband. And he's like, no, you're not, because I used my $2,000 and I pay off these Armenian hitmen to beat the shit out of him, so he can't go onto the fucking boat.
I'm trying to save you from murder. Yeah, that was a very absurd part. Just see all this blood in the house, and then you're like, what happened? And then, oh, this guy just hired some gooners to, break his hand. A
And
little out of left
and
field,
then Anne
but,
Hathaway's like, no,
that twist
no,
was
you
out of
need to
left
go on the
field.
boat. Choke me, and get on the boat, please, sweetie. He's like, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, and then the movie just gets kind of sad. Because now it's like, oh, I'm just gonna have to watch how this goes. They can't be clever. They're just gonna be like, we're gonna take you onto the boat, haha. We're gonna kill the husband now. So great. We're so good at this. And he kills him with the big tuna. That's how he does it. And I'm dying. This film's literally killing me. It's killing me way more than fucking GetEven did. There wasn't even a shimmy slide in this movie.
There was no shimmy slide, not even funny singing scenes ever.
Nope, no 5 minute singing scene. There's no fucking scene. There's no demonic summoning scene. There's just no John. See, if John DeHart was in this movie, it would have been better.
If he was in this,
Yeah, it would have been better because he would have caught the fucking tuna like already, and the film would be over in like 2 minutes, so we didn't have to sit through the rest of the bullshit. Because John DeHart's that awesome. No, I just realized I never mentioned my favorite random side characters in GetEven, the lesbian cowgirls. They're there, and then the one complains about like, ew, boobs at the bar. That's gross. I'm calling the cops.
public nudity's against the law.
Lesbianism I'm fine with, but public nudity, that's too far. Get that shit
Ignorance
out
of
of
the
there.
law is not an excuse.
Exactly. But yeah, the film ends with him murdering him in the game, and then the son kills the stepfather in real life with a knife.
Apparently, with only one stab, too. Because then you hear the news story about, oh, Jason Clarke got murdered, and it was by his stepson with one stab to the chest, but his mom was defending him, saying it was in self-defense, and
But it's like fucking bullshit, because you see him, and he doesn't have a mark on him. Like,
no.
it would make sense if he got attacked. He doesn't look like a... And it's clearly this was premeditated bullshit. Like, you're telling me this guy didn't write down a ton of shit, And like the fucking game where he literally programs in his stepfather getting fucking murdered. Like, oh, that's not premeditated bullshit. And they act like, oh no, he deserves to be free. Because the news agency is like, he's going to get released to his mother anyway. So he's getting off fucking scot-free. And it works out because he gets to reunite with his dad in another world. It's like, fuck that shit. If you search his fucking hard drive, you'll probably find like Doom maps of his fucking school. Like he was going to be like the next fucking school shooter. I'm telling you right now.
But he was a gifted IT prodigy, though. So what matters more?
I mean, it's always the IT schools, you know. It's always the IT people
It's
that do it
always
first.
those computer nerds.
It's always the quiet ones you gotta look out for.
I know. Okay, and I was gonna get to the better part that oh god. Yeah, so the principal's name was Dylan Baker, and apparently the real life version of Matthew McConaughey's name was John Mason, who was on tour in Iraq, and he died in 2006 in the movie's lore.
Yep, lore.
And obviously that's where the names John and Baker Dill came from.
Yeah.
If no one was paying attention.
I know I wasn't. At that point, I was just like, oh, this is so fucking stupid.
It's so dumb. It is legitimately one of the worst twists in a movie ever. And just everything, and even just how, yeah, after it wraps up, it's like, seriously?
That's it?
That's the movie?
M. Night Shyamalan would watch this and he'd go, man, I'm glad I never came up with a stupid twist like that.
Okay, even if we're talking about Shyamalan, he at least has some fun, stupid twists.
Yeah, like, what's the point of it being a video game? That's, like, there to be because you thought it sounded cool.
It was for the gamers.
Yeah, it's for the gamers of the audience. I related to that because, like, whoa, video game? I play video game. It all makes sense now. Oh, no, it's just so lame. Like, I don't know. Maybe if I got more humor out of it. Like I said, the best parts of the film is when he's hyper-focused on catching the tuna, which is very little, barely any of the movie, really. It's just mainly like the beginning stuff, because once it's heavy focused onto this whole fucking Anne Hathaway son bullshit, it's practically out the window.
Mm-hmm.
And
just kind of goes in the dump after that.
I like the business guy just kind of wandering around in his suit. That was kind of silly. And like that's really it.
And that's Serenity. I was about to say, is there anything else you got to talk about?
No.
Or I think we got everything.
We covered the important bits. But yes, now we're at the part where you gotta pick which of these two films was the better of the two. Cole, which of these two films did you prefer?
Neon Genesis GetEven.
Yeah, Neon Even GetEven.
Yeah, yeah, Neon Genesis GetEven.
Yeah, I mean, definitely was way more fun. Didn't have a stupid plot twist reveal.
It had a shimmy slide.
Yeah, the shimmy slide. Listen, if that tuna destroyed the fucking boat at the end of the movie and killed everyone, I probably could have considered it higher up.
Tuna, that would have been a great twist.
Yeah, I mean, it killed the abusive husband. Might as well have it kill everyone else too.
Hell yeah.
But no, we need a happy ending where the fucking murderer child that's totally gonna like kill everyone else in his vicinity at like in a year or two gets a happy ending where he gets to hug his dad in the video game or something.
I guess, yeah, whatever that means.
But yeah, GetEven, more fun, had a shimmy slide. John DeHart, this is the only film he ever made and starred in. He made his magnum opus and then he got out of there. He knew he made peak and he was done.
He made Epic Kino.
Showed up, made the greatest film that involved a shimmy slide of all time, and then he left. Then he shimmy slided out of there. Matthew McConaughey, eat your fucking heart out. But congratulations, it's a point for me and a point for the retro movie. Let's go. But with that done, we can now move on to the questions. Remember to ask questions so that we can answer them. Our first question is from Mattias, which is, have you ever had the awkward experience of introducing someone to a piece of media you love and they don't vibe at all? Well, I mean, anytime I recommend My Stepper is a Vampire and they don't instantly say it's a 10 out of 10 classic, like, fuck them. I hate them.
Oh, jeez.
Yep, I hate them. They're blacklisted. They're on my list. I'm programming a game to kill them with tuna. And I'll get away with it too because I know how to shimmy slide. Get ready, all you sickos. It's happening. But a better answer. I don't know if I've ever told this story. At least I don't think I ever told it on the podcast. But back when I was just starting to get into bad movies, I showed some friends Thanksgiving. We went to someone's house and I brought like a ton of different like DVDs of bad movies. And I was like, okay, here's all the movies I brought, guys. Let's pick one and we can watch it and have a good time. And the one they picked, and this is going to sound like a fake movie, but I guarantee you it's real and I own it on DVD. They chose Ant-Form Dickhole. And
I have this one watch listed, but I have no idea where to find it. Because the copy apparently I find on like Internet Archives like 3 hours long. I'm like, that's not the movie.
I can guarantee you it's not 3 hours long. I think it's because there's like on the DVD there's like 2 movies on there for some reason, but it's not listed. It might be playing both of those back to back because I think that's what happened on our DVD. But they fucking hated it. There's only one joke that they found funny in the movie, and they hated the rest of it. And then they never let me play another bad movie like ever again for like a whole fucking year. Like it wasn't until I convinced them to watch Taming the T-Rex did I was able to redeem myself with that, and they let me bring bad movies to watch again.
Jeez.
Yeah, so that's some Ninja Jedi lore for you guys.
Cool.
Yeah, it really showed the dark side of bad movie viewings. You run the risk of watching something so incredibly boring and heinous that no one ever wants to watch anything with you ever again.
Oh God, I don't think I've ever. I'm trying to think because most of the time when I'm like picking movies, I mean, especially like the couple of friends, I'm just like, it was just more. I'm just gonna find things that maybe they'll like because there's some of like my personal favorites that I'm just going, oh, I don't know if I can deal with the reality of them not liking it but it wasn't like I exactly picked it, but there was one time, what was it? I think it was freshman year of college. We were trying to decide, we did like a 9 p.m. showing went to the theater close by to where our school was. And it was between we all went to go see A Quiet Place, and I don't know, I seem to be the only person that kind of liked it, and then I heard all my friends were saying that was so bad. I'm like,
damn. F in the chat, everybody.
Damn, I actually kind of liked it, which I honestly don't know how it is going to be on a rewatch for me, but
they're like, you like a thing? Get the fuck out of here. You disgust me.
I mean, I didn't even like I wasn't even like the one trying to like debate my point, but I was like trying to hear out what some of them were saying. But one of my friends like made this argument about why is there no noise in A Quiet or I'm like paraphrasing at this point, where how the movie was like so quiet most of the time. I'm like, it's called A Quiet Place, right? The whole movie's dependent on sound and them trying to stay quiet so these things don't kill them. But okay.
Yeah, all right. I see how it is. I don't really have any more. I mean, I was definitely upset when I recommended King of the Ants and you didn't like it, unfortunately. But I mean, I've already.
Oh wait, now I got one. Now think about Film Club. Lake Michigan Monster. And seeing some of them rating it so low, or just like, I know you rated it like a 6.
I give it a 6 out of 10.
Okay, I could, but when I saw like 4s, 3s, 2s, I'm like, oh no.
Yeah, that's just how it be sometimes.
Yeah, it sucked. Yeah, I will say I might give it another chance at some point, but I don't know what else I'm gonna get out of it. So
I really enjoyed it for what it is. I think it kind of being kind of stilted and maybe a little bland is kind of the point of it, because it's just like a stereotypical like bland kind of guy, pretty much. Or at least that's
but
how
it
I
at
see
least
it.
does feature a Baldwin that didn't shoot anyone on set.
That is
So
true. Also, there's a poop eating monster in the movie, so you know what's not to fucking love.
eh.
But you know what? No shimmy slide though. You got me there on
Yeah,
that.
no shimmy slide.
And at that point, why are you even making the fucking movie?
If you don't have the shimmy slide in your movie, yes, what's the point?
I don't think I really have anything else. I feel like other things I usually push and try to recommend, I think usually gets the kind of reaction I'm hoping for, or at the very least they liked it. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I don't really think there's really anything else. So I guess then we're gonna have to move on to our second question then, which is from Timmy, which is, what movies would you make Haley Welch from the Talk to a Podcast watch if she came on as a guest? Clearly, Get Even, so, you know, I can see your fucking...
Shimmy slide.
Yeah, the shimmy slide.
I have no idea why this came to mind, but Joe Dirt for some reason. I don't know why.
You want to know
It
if
just
she would
seems
go
like a
Huck
movie
to,
that she
on
would love.
fucking,
I don't know.
David Spade.
Yeah, featuring one of Adam Sandler's buddies.
We'll do a double.
Don't
We'll
die.
do Joe Dirt 1 and 2.
Sure.
Or maybe we can do like a trilogy. We'll do a Adam Sandler trilogy. We'll do like Grown Ups. We'll do Joe Dirt, and then we'll do Zookeeper.
Oh, the best of best.
Or we'll do a 5-some. We'll do Joe Dirt 1 and 2. We'll do Paul Blart Mall Cop 1 and 2. And then we'll do
Little Nicky.
yeah, we'll do Little Nicky for like the last one. No,
Or-
we'll do the animal. We'll do Rob Schneider.
Oh, with Rob Schneider.
Yeah. Rob Schneider as a stapler and Angela
He's
being
a
a stapler.
carrot.
Yeah. And he's about to learn that being a stapler is a lot harder than it looks. I'm dying. Let's see. Any other movies? I don't know. I think we kind of covered a very simple question.
Yeah, I can't think of anything else, honestly.
Okay, here a different question. If you could recommend her movies, like in general, that you think she would like, what would you recommend?
Joe Dirt. I don't know why you keep going back to that.
Cole, is this like a foreshadow of what you're gonna recommend? Like next time there's a
No,
fucking
it's not.
modern
Trust
pick?
me.
Is this a foreshadow of what you're gonna recommend in film club like next week or something?
No. I mean, I don't know what Hawk to a girl's film tastes are.
Maybe recommend her something like really fucked up, like oh, you should watch a Serbia film or something like that.
A Serbian film.
You go like, you should watch Threads. It seems really up your alley.
Oh God.
No, I
Yeah,
have not
so
even
up
seen
your
Threads yet. I'm never gonna see Threads. I have no intent on ever seeing Threads.
I just kind of know what the movie's gonna be, but I'm just like, I also have like really bad anxiety sometimes, so
Same.
the paranoia part is gonna be like, I don't want to think about that right now. I'll probably watch it at some point, but then again, I'm just like, if I want to get anxiety-inducing stuff, I'll just watch Uncut Gems or something.
Exactly.
Because then I know, then it's over.
Let's see.
No, yeah, let's if we're going like disturbing fucked up, let's do like a Serbian film, Cannibal Holocaust.
A film I always recommend to like a lot of people. I always go, oh, you should check out Dear Zachary, a letter to his son about his father.
Oh,
I'd probably recommend that. Like,
fuck.
yeah, but it's a really good movie though. It's not like I'm gonna recommend something to fuck her up. Like it's really
I
good.
can't get over how that reveal. Oh my God. Like, I was not ready for that.
Yeah, no one ever really is. I recommended the film to someone else recently. They really liked it. They're like, I didn't cry, but I was slack-jawed for like 5 minutes. That's what they said.
I didn't cry. I just had more of like I had more anger towards that certain person, and a gaping open jaw for like 5 minutes. But yes, bring some tissues if you're gonna watch Dear Zachary, most likely.
Yeah. You know what? Actually, like unironically, I think I'd recommend Fantastic Mr. Fox to her. I think she'd really like that. Like kind of similar to like you don't know why you want to keep recommending Ginger. I think like Fantastic Mr. Fox, it's kind of
Hmm.
got that country feel. That has got that orange palette. It's animated. She's got really great animation. I think she'd really enjoy that. That's the kind of vibe I'd get.
Maybe Goodwill Hunting. I don't know. That was like first thing I thought of when you said orange, but it's more of like a yellow tint. But
Yeah.
honestly, Goodwill Hunting's pretty good though. So
Yeah, as long as it's a good movie.
with Matt Damon,
Matt Damon. Oh, also, since we're talking about actual good movies, My Stepbrother's a Vampire, naturally.
of course.
Only the truest of peak of cinema. Everyone's got to see it at least once. And
Yep.
then again. And then again. And again. And again and again. And again.
And again and again and again.
And again. And again. Until you die. And then play it at your funeral. And then play it again. And again. And again. If your funeral is not 10 hours long because you've been playing My Stepbrother Vampire on repeat, then you're fucking up your funeral.
Wow.
I'm just saying that's how it's going to be. It's not going to have my funeral. I'm going to be cremated with all my fucking copies of all like 20 copies of My Stepbrother Vampire that I own. I'm just going to be cremated with mine, with every single copy.
Excuse me.
But yeah, that's all our questions. We didn't get any great in-depth ones, but you know what? That's fine. I mean, we managed to record for an hour 10, which is I think actually pretty good considering that I've been dying for about at least 1/3 of that time. But now that we're done with questions, it's now time to move on to recommendations. We gotta hurry this on. I'm dying. Since I had the retro pick last time, Cole, it's your turn to do a retro pick. What is your pick of the retro?
All right. So retro pick. I did kind of try and go by what you were saying, and we should do like more holiday. We should do holiday theme.
Yeah, my thinly veiled threat of you should recommend a Christmas thing next.
But I did recommend a Christmas thing. It'll be a sequel of something we've talked about before. I'll just get straight to it. So we're going to be doing Silent Night, Deadly Night 3, Better Watch Out.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking you were gonna recommend that one. I was like, there's a pretty decent chance he's gonna recommend Silent Night, Deadly Night 3. And you did, because you're predictable. But no, it's actually pretty cool, because I know we've seen the first one on our own, and we saw the second one for...
and we talked about the second one on here.
Yeah, so yeah, it's cool that
Garbage Day.
Garbage Day? No! Yeah, no, but definitely interesting. I mean, I own it on Blu-ray.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and the director of this has actually made films that have been featured that have Criterion releases, actually, so that'll be kind of neat. Monte Hellman. Like, that sounds like a bit, but no, Two Lane Blacktop, as well as The Shooting and Ride in the Whirlwind, they all have Criterion releases. They all have been released on the Criterion Collection. So, who knows? Maybe this is actually fucking a secret underground masterpiece that everyone's just not underselling.
I don't know.
Alright, so my turn. I got the modern pick. Yeah, so I'm not recommending a Christmas movie because I'm a hack. As I mentioned earlier, I have a Nefarious Reels display. Originally, it was a bad movie display, but I changed it for Nefarious Reels because that would be way more cool and epic. And so I had to take off a couple things. And there's one in particular I want to put back onto the display because I spent so much money to get it. So that's why the minor recommendation is going to be 2012's The Amazing Bulk.
Oh,
Because I got that fucking Amazing Bulk statue. And I'm not letting that thing just sit on my desk. That's going on the display, baby.
obviously that is already watch listed for me, so don't have
so
to worry.
you secretly wanted this, so yeah. But so, if you don't want to be spoiled for Silent Night, Deadly Night 3, Better Watch Out, and The Amazing Bulk, how about checking out those movies in advance? Also, like and subscribe too, and also ask us questions. And also, we have a Blue Sky now. We have a Blue Sky account for Nefarious Reels. And the link's in the description of this video and on the channel. So you can go there. I run it. I post things occasionally. Sometimes actually having to do with bad movies. So if you want to give us a follow there, do that too. That'd be pretty cool. And you all have a good day and a happy Morbius.
Happy Morbius, happy
Happy
Serenity, happy
tuna.
Big Justice the Tuna.
Happy Shimmy Slide.
Yep, Shimmy Slide.
Happy do the Shimmy Slide. Bye-bye.
Bye.